guys, Dr. Will here from Miami Spine and Performance in Hallandale Beach. Today I want to talk about workstation ergonomics. So I know that a lot of you are starting to go back to the office a little more, or you've finally set yourself up with a nice home office. Most people are done working on the couch. They've either settled at home or they're back in the office. So I want to show you guys some things you can do at work to help keep your spine healthy and keep your posture good. So a lot of times we do treatment here in the clinic, but then if you go back to your 40, 50, 60-hour work week sitting at the desk, of course you're super busy, so it's hard to get up and exercise throughout the day. But we can see a lot of the benefits of treatment start to diminish as we're kind of falling into those bad postures and things like that throughout the day. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of simple things that you can do here at your desk to make sure that your spine is staying healthy throughout the workday. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is actual desk and seat height, right? So obviously, for me, this is a pretty good height, right? My elbows are at 90 degrees. My screen is here, right? I'm angling my screen towards my eyes. What we don't want is, we don't want to be too high and close to the computer where we're looking over like this, right? Number one, my head is going to be forward, my back is going to be rounded, right? The more stressed out you get throughout the day, you might start to get a little closer to your screen like this. That's not great for your eyes either. So you want to find a nice height where your elbows are at about 90 degrees. Your screen is just far enough away from you that I can work and I can stay upright, right? I'm looking down a little bit, but my head is not too far forwards, okay? Same problem. If the chair is too low, of course, this is comfortable for a short period of time, right? I feel like I'm sitting at a bar or something like that, but this is not a good way to be working on a regular basis because, again, I'm relying on the table for support. My back is rounded, my shoulder blades are kind of falling apart. We're bringing the shoulders up towards the ears, right? That's a bit of a problem, especially if you have issues in the neck here. So much better to keep the seat height like this, right? So all you really need is an adjustable chair. Of course, having a standing desk or an adjustable desk is great, but it's not necessary if it's not in your budget or something like that. No big deal. Just get a nice adjustable seat. So number two, on the topic of chairs, one of the most common things that I get asked in the office, number one is probably what kind of pillow / mattress should I use? Number two is what kind of chair should I buy, right? And I know some of you have, maybe spent hundreds or thousands of dollars on excellent ergonomic chairs only to be disappointed that it's not fixing your posture, it's not helping your back pain. So one of the most simple things that I do with people is I use a lumbar roll, okay? And if you're not able to get a lumbar roll or if you don't have one, you can actually just use towels like this. So this is 3 rolled up small towels. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them right in my low back here, right? So our spine is curved in the low back by the tailbone. And what we want is to maintain that curve while we're seated, okay? And so what this towel is going to do is it's going to lend me some additional support so that I can feel upright while I'm seated. So you can see as I'm sitting at my desk, even if I go to slouch, I'm not really able to slouch very much, okay? Relative to if I don't have the lumbar roll, now I can get nice and comfortable, and this is when we start to get into trouble. So tip number 2 is going to be either roll up some towels or get a lumbar support that you can use in your lower back. Okay, now the third topic that I want to speak on is performing exercises at the desk, right? So obviously it's not very practical to have a complicated exercise routine you're performing at the office. Everybody has a different setup at their office. But I'm going to give you guys a couple things you can do on your own to help keep your upper back nice and healthy while you're working. So number 1 is going to be the seated cat-cow. Okay, so a lot of people know the cat-cow as being on all fours, kind of arching and rounding the back like that. We can also do that in a seated position. Okay, so what I'll encourage you to do is you're going to sit at the edge of your chair and you're just going to kind of explore spine flexion, which is this motion here, and extension, which is this motion here, right? And you want to make sure that you're really trying to round your entire back. So I'm not bending forward at the hips. I'm rounding my back, kind of making a little turtle shell here, and then extending, okay? So you can do 5 or 10 of these. All right, number 2 is going to be rotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, sit on the edge of my chair. I'm going to reach down towards my feet, reach up for the ceiling. Replace the hand, reach up for the ceiling. Okay, so this is a great exercise because not only am I working on my spine mobility, but I'm actually opening up my hips a little bit. Okay, and that should feel really good, especially if your back's feeling tight from a long work day. Kind of getting that good stretch in there can be really helpful. Number 3 is going to be neck circles, or neck cars as we call them here in the office. Controlled articular rotations. So all you're going to do is just move your neck through a full range of motion. Okay, now what a lot of people do is they look forward and they circle their head like this and they go fast and they kind of whiplash themselves a little bit. Take your time with the neck and make sure that you're hitting every corner of range of motion that you have, right? And don't think about it as much of a stretch as much as it is just getting some motion in the joints of the neck. And undoubtedly some of you are going to feel some cracking and popping. As long as there's no pain associated with that, that's okay. That's just your body's way of telling you that, hey, you need to move this area a little bit more. The movement isn't as smooth as it could be, okay? And then the bonus exercise, if you're ambitious at your desk and you keep a band with you in your drawer, we can do an underhanded band pull apart. Okay, so this is a great way to strengthen the shoulder blades. I like the underhand because it kind of puts the shoulder in that externally rotated position, which is the opposite of sitting at that desk like this. So you're going to take any band here. It doesn't even really matter very much what the resistance is, as long as you're getting some resistance. And we're going to pull straight apart, squeezing the shoulder blades as we pull. Right, so we can grab 15 or 20 of these. Every few hours, just kind of waking up the muscles of the upper back will make a huge difference. And you'll actually, when you're done doing the exercise, your posture will actually feel better because you'll have activated all those muscles. It'll kind of pull your shoulders back, pull your spine upright. Okay, so those are just a couple of tips, guys. Again, just to review, make sure the desk height is right. Make sure that your computer's in a position where elbows are at about 90 degrees. Your eyes are able to be forwards. Number 2, lumbar roll or rolled up towel right under the low back for support. And then number 3, find a couple of exercises that you can do at your chair. We've got the cat-cow, the windmill, we've got the neck circles, and for those who are extra ambitious straight-A students, we've got the band pull-aparts. So let us know what you think in the comments, guys, if you have any other suggestions. Again, this is Dr. Will from Miami Spine and Performance in Hallandale Beach.